again. Now open up our regular council meeting. We will be led in prayer by Madam Clerk, followed by Pledge of Allegiance. Madam Clerk.
O God Almighty, wisdom and justice, through whom authority is rightly administered, laws enacted and judgment decreed, assist us, we beseech thee, that this city council may be conducted in righteousness and be eminently useful to thy people over whom we preside. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams. Here. Morgan.
Present.
West.
Present.
Jacobs.
Present.
Mayor Kirkland.
Present. Move for the approved minutes.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes. Microphone is open up for public comments on agenda items only. Of course, there's no public present. We do have a question that we will answer after the resolutions have been passed.
Your Honor, we're going to check the email now and see if anyone has any questions on public comment. And they also have the ability to dial 610-937-1800. I have not received any calls.
Thank you, Mr. Sills. Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Resolution, the council of the city of Chester does resolve that it does hereby award the contract for the DF-19-60B Delaware County Demolition Program 2020 Chester City Demolition Contract Number 1 for the city of Chester, for which bids were received on March the 11th, 2020 to BRB Contractors Incorporated at the lowest responsible bid price of $122,500. Further, that all other bids for the above be, and they are hereby rejected, all checks and or bid bonds accompanying said bids shall be returned to the unsuccessful bidders. Further, that the proper city officials shall provide a copy of the contract to be reviewed by the solicitor's office, and the successful bidder shall furnish a performance bond in the full amount of the contract in accordance with the specifications and to the satisfaction of city council.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes.
Resolution, the council of the city of Chester does resolve that it does hereby authorize the Department of Accounts and Finance to refund the stated sums to the listed individuals on the attached sheet, which represents reimbursement for the cancellation of events in the community room due to COVID-19 disaster declaration.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
West.
Stay.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes.
Resolution, whereas the city of Chester desires to provide payment relief to property owners in response to the COVID-19 outbreak by extending the deadline to qualify for a discount for the payment of 2020 city real estate taxes. And whereas this extension applies to city property taxes only. Now, therefore, the council of the city of Chester does resolve that it does hereby authorize the extension of the deadline to qualify for a discount for the payment of 2020 city real estate taxes to May 31st, 2020.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions?
I don't have a question, but I'll make a statement or comment after it's passed over.
Want to pass through first?
Yes.
Okay. Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes. Council.
I just wanted to notify everyone that this mayor and council understands that there are many constituents or individuals across the country that has gone through a financial hardship within their household or within their family. and this mayor and council wanted to make sure that we can be of some type of support throughout these times, which is why we extended the real estate tax discount deadline from April 30th to May 31st. The ways that you can may be able to pay your real estate taxes, though we are closed to the public here at City Hall, you can, our finance department is working on modified hours, and you can come to City Hall and pay your taxes via the drive-through, which is on the side of the hotel or the Chester Water Authority. We are here from Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Again, you can pay through the drive-through. You may be able, you can also mail your real estate tax payment in, and within the next 5 days, we will have our online payment system up and running. So we will have our press secretary be able to push out some information to our social medias, our websites, and other avenues so that everyone can be aware of the different options or opportunities they have in making, handling their business within the city of Chester. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
We're changing. It's going to be Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you again, Councilman. Madam Clerk?
Resolution, whereas the City of Chester wishes to comply with the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, which is known as the ACT or FFCRA, which was recently passed by the United States Congress as part of its comprehensive legislative response to the economic and public health crisis caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. And whereas the Act provides employees, except for certain exempted emergency responders, as further outlined in the policy, with certain rights and obligations under 2 new laws, the Emergency Paid Sick Leave Act, known as the EPSLA, and the Emergency Family and Medical Leave Expansion Act, which will be known as the EFMLEA. And whereas this policy will focus solely on employee entitlement to new but temporary leave related to COVID-19, pandemic work-related absences, mandating certain changes to the city's sick leave and Family and Medical Leave Act policies. And whereas this policy is being issued based on the mandate of the FFCRA, thus this policy and all rights thereunder is temporary and shall be effective as of 12:01 a.m. on April 1st, 2020, and terminate at 11:59 p.m. on December 31st, 2020. Now therefore the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby ratify the adoption of the COVID-19 response policy, which will assist the City of Chester in implementing the requirements of the new federal laws requiring paid leave time for children, illness, and quarantine orders relating to the COVID-19 crisis, beginning April 1st, 2020, and ending December 31st, 2020.
So moved.
A second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Jacobs,
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, the next Commissioner Rigby. William Rigby, our Fire Commissioner, and who heads up our emergency management team. He will come and provide us with an update.
No, it's downstairs. Could he actually take one of the mics over there? Thank you.
Okay, good morning. As of 10 a.m. this morning, there are 14 cases in the city of Chester, which accounts for 0.04%. There have been no recorded deaths. The city of Chester is one of the lowest in the county in terms of infectious rates, and the county has 898 cases with 20 deaths to date as of yesterday afternoon. There have been no reports of any widespread cases of any of our senior living centers, which is a testament to their early preventive measures that they've taken with social distancing. At this point, our police officers and firefighters, our first responders, we've been fortunate that we don't have any positive cases through our ranks. Acquiring PPE is still a struggle for our first responders. We've been working with the county and PEMA to keep our first responders in masks, gowns, and the items they need to protect themselves daily, and that's a full-time job, keeping everybody safe. Models used to predict the extent of the virus have been updated twice and thankfully showing less fatalities than originally estimated. These models do predict that the peak of the virus for Pennsylvania will be on or about April 16th. Tracking of the virus in the epicenters like New York are statistically showing that due to early interventions like social distancing, the curve may be flattening sooner than anticipated. Chester County Health Department is the first in the state to be approved for COVID-19 antibody testing. This test will show if the person was asymptomatic and was infected and recovered from COVID-19. There are 10,000 test kits currently in Chester County, and I believe we are going to be included in those, and there are 10,000 more being ordered. All information has been going out daily. We put a daily situation report out roughly around 5 p.m. every day, sometimes earlier, to our mayor and council. And we also put a public release out through our PIO, Anya Cleveland, our press secretary, to all the pertinent information for the residents. The food drives, all the resources they have for our small businesses, all the links are on our webpage and all our social media outlets. All the information the city is receiving, we are putting out daily. That includes Saturday and Sunday. Our EOC is open at a limited status 5 days a week from 8 a.m. until 4:30. We also are taking calls there for residents, because sometimes it's challenging here at City Hall to take the calls for the needs of the residents. So we, on our website and all our social media outlets, the number for the EOC is there. If you have trash issues, bulk trash, your regular trash has not been picked up, any of those items, please feel free, reach out to the EOC. We have someone there answering your calls. Businesses that aren't supposed to be open, the city of Chester has done a real good job of non-essential businesses being closed, and we have not been challenged with that at all. But if there's something that anybody needs to get back to us, please call the EOC during the day. We also have those phones forwarded on the weekend. Someone will answer them Saturday and Sunday. So pretty much 24/7. If you have a request or a concern, please reach out to the EOC. Thank you, Mayor.
Commissioner Rigby,
Yes, sir.
I think you should probably mention also the measures that have been taken with the park and the basketball courts.
Yes, I apologize. Yesterday, we updated our public release to also include, the mayor had wanted to include our parks. One big thing that we've learned through this, through Chester County's Health Department, that is if you can touch it, close it. Our parks, our playgrounds, we have closed those. We're not telling you you can't exercise and use the parks, but the equipment, the basketball courts, we have closed those to regular use. And we want everyone that is exercising in the park to continue using proper social distancing.
Commissioner, I don't know if you touched on it or not, but if you could, the recommendation for testing.
Yes, the recommendation for testing, that is still the message still being delivered to the county and to the city, is if you have symptoms. If you do not have symptoms, you do not get tested. If you have symptoms, we want you to reach out to your primary care. That's the guidance we've been given right now. You'll reach out to your primary care and they'll get you set up with testing. If you do not have a primary care, which many don't, we have a hotline number with Crozier on our website that you can call, and they will set you up with testing. We are trying to test some of our first responders who have felt that they've been in and around treating COVID cases, and they want peace of mind, and so we are testing some first responders that don't have symptoms. just so they can have peace of mind, so they don't bring it home to their families.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you. As was stated, we're very fortunate, only 14 cases here in the city, no fatalities, and as the Commissioner stated, the lowest number of cases in the county. And that's because our community has continued to practice good, safe distancing and good hygiene practices. And we're hoping that this continues, and social distancing. As you see, we're on council practicing social distancing, and we do have our masks. Some of us do not have our masks on because of the hearing impaired, those persons who have the ability to read lips, so we want to make sure that they are informed as well. But all of us have our masks, and we want those individuals in our community to do likewise. Are there any other questions or comments from council?
Citizen Mayor, to talk about the census.
I'm sorry?
The census. Be mindful about doing your census.
Don't forget to do your census.
It's my understanding, though, Mayor, that the deadline for the 2020 census has now been pushed back to mid-August.
Okay, for those of you who did not hear that, the deadline for the 2020 census has been pushed back to mid-August. Please fill out your forms. I filled out my forms a couple weeks ago. Fill out the forms. It just takes about 5-10 minutes to fill out and send back in. If we do not have everyone counted, we as a community miss out on the federal funding that is so desperately needed for our programs here in the city. So we're asking everyone to please, 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 if you haven't already filled out your census forms, please fill them out today. Put them back in the mail. You don't need a stamp. You just put it back in the mail. It's already paid postage on the envelope. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes. So thank you, Councilwoman. Also, just want to say this real quickly. We want to thank all the persons who have been calling in, who have emailed us, this mayor and council, in support of our community in 2 ways. Number one, many persons have called and are setting up stations for feeding, providing food for our residents. We as a mayor and council are going to be providing, want to be providing opportunities for our employees who have been laid off, and a private donor who I will not reveal at this point in time will be making a major contribution to all of our cupboards, food cupboards, so that our citizens might be able to go to those stations. I do want to recognize, if I forget anyone, blame it on the head and not the heart. Local 413 has reached out, Stormwater Authority has reached out, Boys and Girls Club have reached out, Cavanta has reached out, the Water Authority has reached out, and State Representative Brian Kirkland's office has reached out, as well as a number of others. And so we are grateful for the outpouring of support when it comes to helping our community and help feed our citizens. Also, once again, heartfelt prayers go out to the family of young Master Sincere Parker, the young child whose life was tragically taken away a few days ago. Our prayers go out to the family. Once again, we have continued to solicit our corporate partners in hopes of raising $50,000 towards a reward for arrest and conviction of those persons who committed this heinous crime. To date, we have a little over $30,000, which we're grateful for. Those persons who have helped us out, Mr. Barney Gagarian, the Stormwater Authority, State Representative Brian Kirkland's office, and I received a call from others today wanting to be of support. We are hoping and praying that we can bring these persons to justice and bring some peace to our community. Once again, we are fighting this fight on 2 fronts, the pandemic, which is the virus, and gun violence. which is an epidemic in our community that has to be fixed. It has to be addressed. So we want to thank all those. We will be sending out information pertaining to, if you want to participate in the giving of the $50,000 reward. We will be sending out information after this meeting where we'll go into executive session to discuss just that and how you can be helpful and participate. I think that's it. Any comments or questions from council?
I don't have any.
Yeah, what,
Did you do public comment?
Oh, I'm sorry. We open up the floor now for public comments. We do have one question, comment from Mr. Eugene Fleming. Mr. Fleming, the question is, Mr. Eugene Fleming, who lives at 1005 Curlin Street, this is for the record, Chester, PA. He said, my question today is the city going to receive any money from the federal stimulus bill? And if so, what is the plan to help residents and businesses? Mr. Fleming, thank you for your question. We will be receiving money from the federal stimulus plan. We're going to recoup some monies that we've already put forth in our efforts to keep our government open, some of our workers working, and we're waiting to look at the plan to make sure that how our businesses and our residents will receive help from this federal stimulus plan. It's a rather lengthy plan, and so we have to go over to make sure that our residents and our businesses are in the loop. Mr. Solicitor, you have any further comments on that?
Someone may have called in there and just checking.
I mean, I can.
It's a lie, it's a lie.
Similar, like the mayor said, many monies are being allocated to the city of Chester. That things are happening pretty rapidly, and we're trying to find ways to proportion the money adequately. We're looking for ways to assist our small business owners in the city of Chester. We're looking for ways to help out with our the rental or the tenants, property owners with maybe rental assistance, utility assistance. Many of these things that I just mentioned are pretty early in the stages, but we'll make sure that the entire public is notified of all of the many avenues that they are able to, that we're able to support them with. And I know that there are many things that the federal government has been posting for small business loans and grants. I believe there's some things that we may have shared on our social media platforms as well. As I mentioned, a lot of these things are coming daily, if not weekly, of course. Weekly, if not daily. And we're trying to stay abreast on that, and we'll make sure that we get that information out to the public as soon as it comes in. And as soon as we're able to come up with a good plan or a great plan to assist as many people as possible.
Thank you, Council. And just so you know, we are working feverishly. We will not leave our businesses and our residents behind. This is a partnership, and we all fight this fight together, and we all recover together. So I want to thank you. Mr. Citizen?
There was not a call.
Okay. Anything you want to add, Mr. Citizen?
Just that in advance of next month's meeting, we will have an executive session pertaining to litigation.
Thank you. Any other comments, Senate? Hearing none, this council meeting is now adjourned.